Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another matchup from Raidcall Dota 2 League. This is the Game 2 between Navi and EG. If you have not watched Game 1, please click the link in the bottom left-hand corner below. That'll direct you to the previous video because I will be going over Game 1 very soon. But again, this is Raidcall Dota 2 League Season 3. I will be casting this full series, and in Game 1, Navi just couldn't break the base against the lineup of EG since EG just ran one of the most obnoxious starting lineups I've ever had the pleasure of casting. And Navi's lineup didn't really seem to have any synergy. They had some pushers, they had some disablers, they had some, I guess, tower pushing as well. But I really didn't see that much synergy. They had some team fight as well with the Naga Siren. Outside of that, Navi's synergy really just fell out the window, and EG just turtled their way to victory. Just relied on Phantom Western getting farmed up and just was able to single-handedly overpower the entire squadron of Navi once he managed to get all his items online. So Navi looking to recover from their game of defeat as EG gonna get rid of the Barrett of their opening ban. Meanwhile, Navi gonna get rid of the Wisp as well as the Keeper Light, and this time Navi has the first pick. So I think EG will try to get rid of probably the Gyrocopter since that is Havos's go-to carry these days. And indeed, EG will get rid of that Gyrocopter. Pretty obvious choice since Navi has shown in the past that they greatly favor getting the Gyrocopter with their opening choice. And in general, they like to get the carry for Havos with their opening two choices since they know Dendi is extremely versatile in the middle lane, so they can leave his pick for one of the last three picks.
EG's turn to pick.
Meanwhile, Navi gonna secure himself the Darkseer with their opening choice, so really just don't want to be going up against the Darkseer as, I mean, ever since Dota 2 has come out, back when Navi was just completely untouched. Keep in mind it was the old complexity, old team fight that really put a damper in Navi's aura of invincibility with the Darkseer choice, and ever since then I felt like Navi has had some problems with Darkseer in the past. But EG gonna get themselves a Nature's Pop as well as a Nick Assassin. Navi, instead of getting the carry with their opening choice of two picks, they're gonna get themselves the Chen, maybe knowing that EG would ban out the Chen, as EG's lineup really nothing too much to discuss. Very versatile. It was in the form of Nyx as well as Nature's Prophet, a strong split pusher and a strong early game ganker. I mean, what more can I say about these two heroes? But Chen as well as Darkseer. Chen really not one of the opening choices you see these days, except for a team like Navi and maybe Alliance. But even then, it remains unlikely. As Darkseer and Chen do have some synergy, keep in mind you can surge in the Chen creeps to get themselves into a proper position to get the stuns or slows off, depending on the creeps of course. And of course you can Ion Shell the creeps forward and just usher away the entire opposing team of EG. And right now EG, they don't really have anything that can combat the Chen in the early game, unless they go for some strong pushing on their own behalf on Navi's towers. But right now, this is a pretty standard draft as far as drafts go. Really nothing has been given away other than Navi wants to put a little bit of pressure in the early game. But again, that's pretty much trademark Navi. They like to play very aggressive. And EG gonna ban out some tanky carries. Gonna get rid of the Dragon Knight. Look for them to get rid of the Juggernaut as well, since that is one of the carries that Havos does like to gravitate towards. And of course, Juggernaut as well as Chen do have some amazing synergy since the Healing Ward just buffs up the Chen creeps to an amazing degree. You know, Navi, right now EG, they have their offlane hero in the form of Nature's Prophet, and they have one of the supports with the Nyx Assassin. And expect Navi to get rid of the Lifestealer, because Lifestealer, of course, is just so annoying to deal with when he's paired with Nature's Prophet and Nyx Assassin, because you can go with Infest Bombs with the Nyx, and you can go with Teleport Bombs with the Nature's Prophet once you get the Shadow Blade online. So I fully expect Navi to get rid of the Lifestealer in this situation. And since EG have yet to pick up the carry, I think Lifestealer would be a solid ban by Navi. Still, a lot of heroes are remaining in the pool. Again, not too many roles have been eliminated from the pool just yet. A lot of mid heroes are still left untouched. Queen of Pain and Puck are still in the pool, and we're going to have to see how Navi approach this second ban phase, as they are taking quite a bit of time trying to decide who to get rid of. They're going to get rid of the Clockwork. They saw that Demon's Clockwork was a problem, and pushing it against the Nature's High as well as the Clockwork is just going to be a huge issue. As EG going to get rid of the Luna instead of the Juggernaut, maybe fearing that LGN-esque pushing strategy with the Chen as well as the Luna coming in and just bulldozing you at level 6. So a smart ban by EG and Mio Navi. Indeed, gonna get rid of the Leicester. Again, a very nice ban by Navi. Makes a ton of sense, and I really like that ban in general. You know, EG, we're gonna have to see what they decide to go for. Maybe something like a Naga. Well, Naga is gonna be trusted by EG. The reason why I said Naga is because, again, you all know that Darkseer and Naga have some amazing synergy, and since Jakiro or pretty much, I mean, not too many AoE supports were banned, but if you manage to give away Nagasaran as well as Darkseer to the likes of Navi, then you can pretty much kiss your teamfight goodbye, because the teamfight setup will just be so incredibly easy for Navi that, I mean, EG might just not bother to ever teamfight against the lineup. So instead of dealing with that, they're going to get the Naga themselves. But what I'm a bit concerned about is how will EG counter push the Chen in the early stages of the game, and where will EG's early game DPS come from, since Chen will inevitably build up towards the Mechanism and Hand of God. And Nagasaran, she is a good laning carry, as Navi going to get themselves a Spectre, one of the most trademark carries along with the Gyrocopter, as well as the Juggernaut these days. So a pretty expected Spectre, no pun intended, or pun fully intended, who knows, not even me. But back to EG's lineup, where is the damage going to come from to bring down Navi's tanky hero, since Naga is a good laning carry, but you saw she just does not deal that much damage. She has a way to lock people in place. Nyx's Assassin, his mana burn was nerfed to a pretty significant degree. It no longer does as much damage until you level it up to level 4. And Impale, since Nyx's Assassin actually does not have the biggest mana pool in the world, you won't be able to cast it too frequently, and it does do a decent amount of damage. It still won't be enough to bring on the likes of Darkseer as well as Spectre, although Nagasaran does do pretty well against Darkseer in general, since she can catch the net while Darkseer surges away and Darkseer can just sit around and do nothing. EG gonna get themselves an Ancient Apparition, and I like this choice quite a bit. I'll explain that in just a moment. But going back to EG's lineup, Nature's Prophet himself does not do that much in the early game unless you go for a very strong opening pushing strategy with an early Nature's Prophet treant push. Because, again, he's just not that useful here until he gets one or two major items up online, since his only reliable way to do damage is his auto attacks as well as the Wrath of Nature spell. Back to the AA pick, I think this is a very solid choice. I'm not too sure whether this would be a support AA or mid AA, but keep in mind EG back when Milk was playing, they did run the AA Chaos Knight lane mid. I don't think they'll run it in this game, just because I'm not too sure what Chaos Knight would actually do in this game. But I am inclined to believe that this will be a mid-solo AA, because they're facing against a Chen, and Chen, of course, as you all know, is a very strong pusher. And AA, his Global Ice Blast does help to shut down Chen's push to a certain degree. Of course, the creeps are tanky enough that they can often survive the Ice Blast when they're at full HP. Also, something that is less commonly known about AA is that, well, I mean, people, casters in general, whether it be me or Lumi or LD or Toby, I mean, pretty much every caster knows that, or every person knows in general that AA's Ice Blast, when you're under the debuff effect of Shatter, you can't heal up during it, and Chen will give Navi's tanky lineup a pretty significant amount of effective HP in the form of Mechanism as well as Hand of God. And if AA is not played as a mid, Chen might be able to push down one or two times before AA does manage to get the Ice Blast online, and by that point Navi will be able to get a huge gold advantage. So I think that's why AA is going to go mid. Unfortunately for AA, he's going to go up against a Puck, and Puck I think is probably one of the worst matchups for AA in general, along with Weaver, because he can't really cold feed a Puck, since Puck can just escape that scenario entirely with his Illusory Orb. And I don't know if Phase Shift can be used to dodge the cold feet. I mean, it probably takes impeccable timing, but I mean, Denny has probably played Puck enough that he might be able to get that timing off, although this is a US West to Eastern European connection, so maybe not. Still, I've got to imagine that Puck does have an advantage up against A in the matchup. Again, all A really wants to hit is level 6 and try to build up towards the Aghanim Scepter to try to get that BD buff going. Still, the problem remains for me is that where is EG's damage going to come from to bring down the likes of Spectre, Darkseer, and Chen? Because, alright, you have the debuff, and you have Riptide, and you have Wrath of Nature. Okay, that's cool. You know, Navi, I actually think A will be played as support, as Beastmaster will be a ban, but I don't think A will be played as support. I think he will be played as a mid-hero, and Disruptor will be the choice by EG, and yeah, this will be a mid-solo Ancient Apparition. You know, Navi going to stick himself as a Venomancer here who's really fallen out of favor recently because of that Venomous Scale nerf being so that you can only cast it once at level 1 rather than 2 times at level 1. And in general, his short range doesn't make him the best laning support, and that level 1 nerf has really hurt his roaming capacity by a significant degree, but due to the buffs, or due to the nerfs of wards at level 1, with roaming becoming a lot more powerful, since you can only buy one set of wards at level 1, I mean one set of observer wards, and if you deward them, then Venomancer can potentially roam unbridled. And of course, Venomancer plague wards are just really annoying to deal with. And if you manage to get up a nice wall in conjunction with Chen creeps, it's just going to be very annoying for EG to deal with. But yeah, back to EG's lineup. Where is the damage going to come from? I'm still not sure. Disruptor is not the most damaging support. I mean, he does get Thunderstrike, and Thunderstrike was buffed up to a nice degree. It does do a respectable amount of damage in general. Still, he does need to get those levels online, otherwise he won't be able to get damage. And EG, I mean, I don't know how they can actually bring down Navi's heroes in the early stages of the game. They have a lot of lockdown, but outside of that, it's really not looking too good to bring down the likes of Chen, or Puck, or Spectre, or even Darkseer. So, as both teams roam towards enemy jungle, Kuroki has to be careful because Naga is rushing in very, very recklessly and has 320 base move speed, whereas Venomancer has 290. So a 30 move speed differential could mean that Jail could potentially catch up to Kuroki. Meanwhile, Dendi is actually in the background. He's completely isolated, and that does go down to Kuroki, but the move speed on the side of Ichi is not sufficient to keep up with Jail, as the Venom Scale is going to catch Fear, and Fear could potentially be an Electro. We'll be able to cast the Impale. We'll get Chen as well as Funnick, as he is looking to retreat, but the poison is still slowing down Fear by a significant degree. Another net will be casted on Moses. Connect Field will be scaled at level 1, but Denny's going to come in. One more right click will seal the deal as Chen does pick up Blast It, and that's a huge victory for Navi. As, I mean, well, it's not a huge victory, since I think EG are going to run a... Well, they will be. Yeah, actually it is a huge victory, because now, why else would EG be in that situation unless they run an aggressive Trod? But I'll tell you why this is a huge victory, because not only did Chen make up a lot of his gold differential, because I'm pretty sure he pulled Dendi since he always pulls Dendi, and you can see Dendi was pulled to Sal as well as a set of Tangos. I don't think he really needs it against Lex of AA, but still, it's better to be safe rather than sorry. So Chen is going to make up a significant gold advantage, and we'll be able to get the upgrade on the career relatively soon. I think the biggest deal was he got Beatas to spend a point into Kinetic Field, and that means Beatas really can't do anything in this Trine matchup, because what will Kinetic Field do for you in a Trine matchup? It literally doesn't do anything other than hold people in place for a very, very short amount of time. So I think that is the bigger deal in this engagement, that just pretty much eliminates Beatas from doing anything in this Trine for a good amount of time. And that means Havos can pretty much farm without being too afraid. Of course, he is going to have to be careful. He has Stout Shield as well as a salve, because Puppy is going to pull everybody. I mean, if he had enough gold to pull the Darkseer, I'm sure he would as well, as we are going to see Funnick trying to jack some of the creeps from Bambo, looking to kill off the Alpha Wolf as he does manage to stack another Iron Shell, but Bambo actually got the Alpha Wolf jacked from underneath him, and Bambo is taking a lot of damage from the Iron Shell, but should be safe. Again, Funnick, only level 1 Iron Shell means that it won't do nearly as much damage to Bambo as he'd hoped, so he won't be able to dive the tower very successfully. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Demon actually picked up a point to Chilling Touch, so he's gonna get some last hits going up a little bit easier, but you can see that expert region being pulled towards Dendi is just making a huge advantage for Dendi. And again, Puck really does not have to be afraid of Cold Feet whatsoever, and Chilling Touch is all well and good. The annoying thing about Chilling Touch in general is that, as Dendi's actually no, he should be able to escape. He is going to actually escape from the clutches of Cold Feet. But again, the annoying thing about Chilling Touch is that it costs a decent amount of mana. At level 1, it only fills up 3 of your auto attacks, so in terms of effectiveness at level 1, unless you're in a Tron situation, it's really not that useful of an ability. But it is going to allow Dendi or Demon to get some easier last hits going his way, and should be able to help out his bottle rush. Still, you can see Demon is in a huge deficit in this situation already. Well, not a huge deficit, but in a significant deficit, and I don't imagine this lane is going to get any prettier for Demon as time goes on. Meanwhile, Puppy has a Smoker to see, and the annoying thing about A is he's a very immobile mid, so Puppy, if he manages to get a solid gank off, will be able to easily kill off A, since A doesn't have any forms of escape other than just running. And Puppy's going to roam in, he has the Wildkin, and Jo is just continuing to farm. The annoying thing for Spectre is because she is paired with the likes of a Venomancer and a Chen, and the Chen who's always going to be in the jungle, and Venomancer really not having the best range means he can't really harass that effectively. She can't get as much farm as she'd hoped, but again, I don't think she's really in any danger of dying, especially since Beat had to put that early point to Connect Field, which wasn't really able to help out Fear whatsoever. You know, Darkseer against Nature's Prophet, I do feel like this lane is slightly in favor of Darkseer. It's not the biggest deal, but Darkseer can kill off those treants pretty easily with the Ion Shell, and once he gets his regen going, then it's pretty much impossible for Fear to actually stop the Darkseer. And Darkseer can even farm neutrals if the creep waves are not coming into his favor, so Fearin will get outfarmed, but at the very least Bambo is going to get some experience going his way, he's going to get some gold going his way, and should be able to make his way towards a reasonably timed Midas. Meanwhile, Puppy doing a lot of roaming, not getting that many levels. This Demon gonna get an orb right to the faces. I think Dendi was able to phase shift out of the range of Cold Feet, and you can see Demon's just really struggling in this matchup, is being doubled up in terms of CS. But now Demon, since Dendi is going to camp the rune, should be okay, as looks like Kuroki was picked off. I'm pretty sure you can imagine how it went, as Fear going to take a lot of edge, will die to the Desolate, as the side of Ichi just going to run away rather than turn their attention towards Puppy, as the net will be microed by Puppy. He's going to catch a jail, and Mil Havos was able to kill off Beatus as well, so a really, really good engagement by Navi overall. And I mean, yeah, apparently EG does hate Venomancer, as Kuroki, or Demon, going to be in a lot of trouble. One more attack by Dendi will secure the kill on Demon, as that haste rune going to allow Dendi to secure himself the kill. And Beatus can only sit by and watch. He can't help out his friend, as Dendi will be able to escape relatively easily. So a really, really significant advantage being taken by Navi already. And now Chen's already at level 4, as Jao is going to be ushered away. Has to be very careful, since Navi do have an Observer Ward, and EG currently don't have any vision, as Navi Puppy going to come in. He's going to block off with skeletons for a bit, trying to get Havos in position, and decides since Havos doesn't have mana, it probably isn't the best idea to use it. Instead, he'll have the threat, he'll have the fear planted into Jao's mind that, okay, since I didn't use it this time, I can use it another time and look for another engagement. So Jao has to play a bit more careful now. Meanwhile, Disruptor and Aggressive Challenge, I just really don't like it, but in general, what else are you supposed to do against Spectre? You can't let Spectre free farm, especially if all you're getting in exchange is a Nagasarian farm, and I don't think Prophet would be able to contest the Spectre and the Venomancer dueling. Venomancer especially is a very, very strong off-lane killer, since he does have a lot of harassment with his slow. So I think EG were just forced into this very bad position by some good drafting techniques by Navi, and you can see Demon just being completely zoned out of the lane by Dendi, as Dendi is just going in on Demon. Demon's level 5.5, but you can see his CS has been severely limited, has not yet been able to pick up the boot speed, so if he is going to go for the Aghanims, it's going to be severely delayed. And since Dendi does have an AoE nuke, he can clear out the creeps pretty easily, and will always have rune control. And luck is on Dendi's side, as he camped bottom room for quite a while, and he will be able to secure a rune. And I'm a bit surprised Demon actually didn't choose to deny either of these creeps, as that would have annoyed Dendi, but it seems like Puppy going to be more than happy to snatch up as Dendi just annoying Demon relentlessly with these orb harassments, and Demon's just playing super scared. He has the boot speed online, so he can potentially escape a bit more easily. Still, he's got to be very wary, since Dendi does have the Dream Coil. And again, AA doesn't have any built-in form of niche of escape, as the Dream Coil will be used. Dendi going to find himself cold feet. Demon going to drop the Chilling Touch on him, as Demon will be able to survive, does not break the cold. Nice positioning by Demon, as Fear is going to rotate in, will help his friend out by ushering Dendi away. And Dendi is just going to scout out all the while, trying to look for Demon. Demon just going to back on there. He's now hit level 6, so he's going to get that Ice Blast online, and Vitas, just looking to escape, will be able to do so successfully. And Ice Blast going to completely whiff, not hitting anything. Still, Ice Blast being a global spell can be used relatively frequently, since it does have such a short cooldown. And actually, Demon, bit surprised he didn't go back to base. Instead, he's just choosing to keep bottle crowing rather than going back to base. Interesting decision. We'll see if it works out, as Puppy gonna approach with some creeps, trying to drive Fear away, and will be successful in doing just that, as Fear only level 4, but I mean, if the early game happens and EG only gives up 4 kills, they can count themselves very lucky, as the cold feet going to come in, but Dendi does dodge the impale. Here comes the Thunderstrike onto Dendi, but he's going to run out of the range of the cold fear. Here he comes Spectre, he's going to haunt in with that dagger. He will have the Desolate online, but he will be able to pick up the kill. I thought Puppy might have been able to scare the last hit in Fear, trying to run back into rage of his allies, so he won't take that much Desolate damage, but still Dendi was there, going to cut off the retreat, and now Beat is going to be on charge of the tornadoes, and him not having good speed can severely slow down his mobility, as now he can just steamroll EG in this early game engagement, and Funnick was able to kill off Sexu Ambo as well, so things are going very, very badly for EG already in this very early stage of the game, and I don't anticipate it getting better for them, especially since I don't know if they have a reliable way of coming back, unless they just farm up with Nature's Prophet for an eternity. But I think EG are making the right steps. They're going to abandon the tri-lane. They're going to try to get some safer farm up on Jao. And Jao is playing pretty well. He's gotten 24 CS, has picked up some straight tread, so he's actually reasonably tanky. He is level 6, he has that Song of Siren to bail out his teammates. Instead, he's going to come in with a Haster, and Demon will once again be in a lot of trouble, and Dandy just going to juke out of the way of the Cold Feet, as the Cold Feet won't take into effect, interesting enough, since Dandy is invulnerable, and Demon can potentially be in a lot of trouble. Dandy is still hasted up, but Dandy looks like he will end up falling as Nature's Prophet does come in, and Bambo will help to secure the kill. So Dandy playing with this cocky behavior once again with his life, as the Ice Blast will be dropped on Devos. He does just barely manage to dodge out of the way. Good recognition by Devos that the Ice Blast was heading his way, as he would have for sure died. But still, some nice awareness by Devos allows him to escape the wrath of the Ice Blast. This one gonna charge in, anticipating Bambo hiding in the jungle, or Fear hiding in the jungle. Instead, Fear just went right back to base. And now, Funnick is just looking a little bit foolish. You know, Kuroki actually taking this time to farm off. He's been able to get a reasonable amount of CS, 22 CS for a Venomancer at this stage in the game. Quite useful, as he's picked up some treads. He's going to be able to get some strength treads if he needs more HP, intelligence treads if he needs to cast more spells. So treads, a very, very good option for a Venomancer. You know, Spectre is just continuing to farm up. His farm has not been the greatest, but he's already been a part of 7 kills, and he's gotten 4 of them himself. So that is why he has such good items at this stage in the game. And now it's going to be really, really difficult for EG to actually kill him unless they get an assassin gank off, as Spectre was able to haunt in and pick up a kill on the Nature's Prophet. Didn't even see that happen, but I'm pretty sure you could guess what happened. Phonic just was able to pump out enough harassment, and Bambo couldn't really escape.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, Nagasiren will be netted, but I don't think Navi have what it takes to follow up his jail. Will pop the Riptide, looking to defend his tower for now. But Navi still looking in a very, very dominating position, being up 6 kills at 10 minutes in the game, and now Demon could potentially be unlocked, so the Orb going to zone Demon out of the way. Will Dendy go back in? No, he's going to decide better against it, since he doesn't know the location of the other supports on the side of EG. You know, we are going to see a teleport by Sexy Mo trying to catch out Kuroki, but Bambo's reaction is just a little bit too slow. And here's the lag. I don't know. Maybe he just couldn't see him. And if that's the case, Kuroki is going to just be able to waltz on out of there. And I don't think EG will be able to defend this middle tower. They're going to send out an Ice Blast trying to delay the push for now. But I think this tower will inevitably die. The Wrath of Nature going to take in as well. Dendy taking a lot of damage. The tower is going to get lifted up, but Phonics should be able to secure the last hit nonetheless. And Dendy should be able to survive. He's not yet out that shattering point. And he has a regeneration rune, as he's going to orb away, trying to usher away any defense that EG could possibly muster up. And now Fear is going to be in a lot of trouble since Dendy is heading his way. And I think Dendy did manage to spot out Fear. And Fear, I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. As Navi have an Observer Ward, will they orb in aggressively to try to cast the coil? No, it looks like that will not be the case, as the Dire will claim the tier 1 on the bottom lane in response. Beatus will most definitely die. The net is actually going to be used. The Dream Coil going to catch Fear, as well as the Ancient Apparition, as the Hand of God will fly in. The Ice Blast is not going to be effective, so the Hand of God was able to heal up the side of Navi by a tremendous amount. Puck going to kill off Demon, and now Nick Assassin going to be forced to run away, but he's going to be chased down by an Iron Shelled Surged Puck. The Haunt by Spectre going to chase down Fear as well. Avos going to be able to cast the Dagger, and the Deathlight in conjunction with the Iron Shell will just be able to completely destroy Fear in a matter of instants. And there's nothing Bambo can do, or Jail can do, other than just watch as the team crumbles one by one.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Jail, all he was able to pick up was a Ring of Basilius to try to help him push a bit more effectively. And if you look at the levels, it's probably absolutely incredible. The mid-sol on the side of EG is lower than the lowest level support on the side of Navi. That just does not bode well for EG, and that's the problem with AA mid. He just doesn't have a flash flying mechanism, and he's not survivable. Although he does have one of the better ultimates in the game, that just simply is not enough for an early game hero. Jail gonna get sucked back into the vacuum as Kuroki gonna get surged forward. Jail does not have enough mana to cast Song of Siren, and Sprout will be used. Phonic gonna get himself mech'd up, but now he's completely out of mana. Phonic could potentially be in a lot of trouble, but is actually tanky enough to survive for now. And all the while, it seems like Nami gonna respond by pushing out the top lane. And I think they will be able to get this tower into deny range. I don't know if they'll be able to kill off this tower. The glyph is not online, and Dendy gonna back off, maybe waiting for the next creep wave to come in, rather than waiting for the tower to get into deny range. So I think that was the right move by Dendy in the end. Yeah, Spectre, only 50 CS by 13 minutes, not the best farm, but again, has participated in 9 kills, secured 5 of them, So his items at this stage in the game are very, very impressive. Phase and drums is pretty much all Spectre needs to get off some solid early game ganks with the Desolate as well as Haunt. You know, Fear has only just hit level 6. Beatus is not even hit level 6, and is Dendi? Yeah, Dendi already has his dagger, so that Blink Silence is coming for Beatus. He can't even cast the preemptive static field if Puck orbs in with that illusory orb, because Dendi already has his Blink Dagger, and now he can just Blink Silence and just own Beatus, preventing him from casting that Static Storm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You know, it seems like the Radiant want to make an engagement happen up on the top lane. Funnick is there. He has a mechanism up already. Interesting that Puppey didn't go for the mechanism. Well, Navi just says, fuck it, double mecha. Maybe Puppey is just not with his teammates. Maybe Navi just says, alright, why don't we get double mechanism if we're going to split push. I mean, double mechanism I think is okay if you're not grouped up as 5, as Funnick going to look to initiate. We'll get the vacuum and wall combination as the Suns. We'll go down to Jail. Jail will be able to pop Songer Siren, going to help protect Beatus for now. And meanwhile, Spectre Haunt will come in. Seems like Beatus should be able to escape relatively scot-free, but instead, Havos going to teleport himself in, as Bambo just going to get the heck out of there. I'm not too sure why Havos didn't teleport himself to try to catch out the Nature's Prophet. Still, EG forced to burn a lot of resources in order to escape that gank. You know, Kuroki's continuing to farm up. Not too sure he's going to go for. I mean, what would we go for a support Venomancer? Maybe even go for some tank ability items like a Vanguard. Maybe just get a point booster to build up to eventual Aghanims. Maybe even just go for a pipe, because why the hell not? Sphere is looking to initiate onto Havos. The Ice Blast is going to fly, and it is going to hit on Havos. Here comes the Impel as well as Wrath of Nature. Is there enough damage? Vampo is going to teleport himself in, and Havos is going to fall. The Ice Blast was perfectly timed, and that is exactly what EG needs to do, as they're going to apply some pressure on the bottom tower as a result of that kill. And now Havos is out of the picture for the next 35 seconds or so, but here comes the teleport of Funnick, and I don't know if EG actually has enough damage to kill off Funnick in exchange. Funnick already used his vacuum, so EG should just back off in exchange. I mean, how many more times can I say in exchange? Well, it's a mystery to you as well as me. Y'all, Navi, able to defend their tier 2 bomb as well as secure the tier 2 up on the top lane, definitely coming out ahead in that engagement despite losing the Spectre. Meanwhile, JO's farm is just slowed down to a crawl. He's not yet died, but his rune to farm up has been severely limited, especially since Puck has picked up that dagger, because he has to be careful of that Puck blinking in and the Spectre haunting in. And as long as those ultimates are online, Naga-san can never really be safe. Seems like Kuroki, he did decide to go for the point booster in the end, trying to get as much mana and HP as possible, and just going to get the traditional support items, but 1k HP on a Venomancer at this season game is very, very respectable. Meanwhile, Nick Assassin has the Arcane Boots, not the shabbiest farm in the world, and Chen is already going to pick up a gem, and this means that Navi is looking to end the game very, very soon. We're going to have to see what item Spectre built towards. Looks like Spectre is saving up a lot of gold, might be going in for the Radiance build, so it's a bit curious that Navi decided to pick up such an early gem. Because I think Radiance is the best option when Spectre is very, very ahead, but here comes Wrath of Nature as well as the Impale. Funnick, I don't think he was debuffed by the Ice Blast, only Spectre was in Fear. Just got to try to get on out of there, so that Ice Blast pretty much went to waste. And now he's just going to continue to farm up. But yeah, I think Radiance in this game is definitely going to be very useful since the supports on the side of EG are very, very squishy and very, very underleveled. That Spectre can just make easy pickings of them whenever he chooses to go in. But if Puppey did go for the gem, then, I mean, that does give me an indication that Puppey wants to get some map control on this side, try to get some D-wards off, really limit the control EG has on the map. Because EG, they have some invisibility heroes, they have some global heroes, they can potentially apply a lot of pressure in all areas of the map. As Denny with the haste rune will spot out Beatus. Beatus just gonna get pincered. But the orbit is going to whiff. Here comes the coil as the glimpse will send Dendi back to Static Storm. Will trap Funnick, but the kinetic field will be in place. The Static Storm will not combine with the kinetic field, unfortunately for Beatus, as Disruptor will be the first one to die and Skage and Demon going to be the next one to fall. And Navi just running rampant over the squads of EG. Dendi with that haste rune just putting in so much work. Fear going to be able to escape with the help of Vendetta, but Hand of God going to allow Navi to kill off this tier 2. Despite the best efforts of Jail trying to micro illusions to kill off these creeps. I think Navi will be able to secure this tier 2 nonetheless.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know, Denny gonna get sent back, gonna cast the orb, and gonna get himself full mana.
Radiant's
A nifty little
bottom
trick they can
tower
do
is
with
under attack.
the puck,
Radiant
with the Chen.
structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You know, Funnick getting dangerously close to finishing the Pipe of Insight. You know, Nature's Thought was able to secure a tier 2 on the bottom lanes. JO is actually going to initiate the Ice Blast. Is going to come in. Can they actually time it? They will be able to time it, but they don't have the Stack Storm. That's a huge portion of DPS. JO going to get brought down to dangerously low HP. Ancient Apparition was able to kill off Kuroki. Nick Assassin going to kill off the Darkseer as well. Van Answer was able to slay the Naga Siren in response. A good engagement by EG, but if I had that Stag Storm, that might have been a 3-for-0 rather than Naga Siren trading her life. So it went pretty well for EG. It could have gone a lot worse for Navi, all things considered. But unfortunately, I don't know how reliable that engagement can be used since Naga Siren. Well, oh, unfortunately for Naga, that was a level 1 ultimate. So the next time she can do that, it's gonna be in 135 seconds, well over 2 minutes from now. You know, Puck has secured himself Boots Trowel. I mean, Funnick's Pipe has now been slowed down because he did die, as Venomets are actually getting dangerously close to the Aghanims, and if you're not acquainted with Venomets Aghanims, well, the damage is absolutely phenomenal, especially once you get level 16. 108 damage per second over the duration of 15 seconds is absolutely tremendous. Well, 16 seconds. I mean, it's like 1,800 damage in AoE. You know, Spectre has now finished the Relic, trying to work his way up to the Radiance. And again, EG's heroes are just not tanking up. They don't have anything like a mechanism online. Nobody has anywhere close to picking up mechanism. As Ice Blast is going to fly in Dendy, going to be a lot of trouble. Dendy going to phase shift out of there, but the Wrath of Nature actually will bounce towards Dendy. And a good global gank being concocted by EG, trying to keep Navi in check. As Bambo trying to kill off the Roshan with the help of Medallion. But he can't do it alone, and EG will rotate in response. Question is, do Navi know the Centroids were placed by EG, but Jo being harassed by Funnick as a search will go down to Jo. Jo does not Song of Siren to escape, can't use Vacuum either. This is the wall going to be used. Jo going to be on the Glimpse will be used onto Funnick, but now Navi knows the jig is up as Spectre is immediately able to pick up a double kill on Demon. They're most certainly going to die. The Spectre Dagger going to catch out Demon, and one more hit by Spectre will clean up the kill. The stun will go down to Spectre, but it just simply won't be enough. As now Navi just going to be like, hey, thanks for bringing down Roshan to such a low HP. We're going to be more than happy to snatch this up. And I think this is going to be the beginning of the end for EG. That Roshan was one of their avenues to get themselves back in game. But now they just gave up a triple kill to Spectre. That's going to be the Radiance, that's going to be a Pipe. And that might actually be the game very, very soon.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Checking out the gold graph. Oh my god, a mountainous gold advantage for the side of Navi. Almost 15k gold, over 15k experience advantage. This is not even 22 minutes in the game. As Denny's looking to initiate, will spot out Fear. The dagger, I think it did just manage to catch out Fear, but the Radiance will help to clean up what Denny could not do. As now of us just gonna go in balls deep, not afraid of anything. Hand of God will fly in, trying to heal Host up to a sufficient degree. Ice Blast will fly in. Might be able to catch Spectre, but no miscommunication. City, the Ice Blast Shattered debuff was still applied, but the Spectre, since he does that, they just will survive for now. As Denny gonna phase shift out. He was just on the edge of the Stag Storm. That kinetic field was not properly placed in the end, or the Stag Storm was not properly placed. As Spectre is just gonna clean house. Puck was able to die. As Naga Siren's forced to back. They know Navi gonna be very, very close to killing off these buildings unless biox do come in. Puppy is going to be in a lot of trouble, but he should be able to escape just fine. The Thunderstrike doing a lot of work. As actually Puppy will get killed off in the end, but I think Evos is going to immediately recover the gem that Puppy did drop. And Jail, he bought back just to almost die to Radiance and Ion Shell damage. And all the while Kuroki's just like, what's up guys, I'm chilling over here. Ice Blast is going to fly and they are going to kill off Evos, so Navi getting a little bit too overconfident with their dive attempt. Spectre gonna back, just gonna hunt in, just saying that's what my plan was all along. That was a tactical feed, so I can get full HP as well as spam mana. He's gonna kill off the Ancient Apparition as well as an Excess, and gonna turn his attention to the beat. Will pick up a triple kill, looking to secure an ultra kill. Will be able to not secure an ultra kill. Fucking Kuroki, what a guy. And now, I think this is the end of the game for EG. I don't know if Navi... Well, actually, Navi, despite not having the best pushers, will be able to muscle down this tower in the end.
Radiant's courier has been
Bambo, meanwhile, cackles evilly to himself, saying, "Ha ha ha, I got your courier."
Dire's top
And I think that
tower
courier
is
was
under
delivering
attack.
the Aghanim Scepter towards Kurogi, so I'm sure Kurogi is a bit
Dire's
miffed
middle
that
tower
that did
has
happen.
fallen.
But I'm
Dire's
sure he'll get
bottom
over it.
tower is under
I guess
attack.
CG just really hates Kurogi. On a pipe being dropped, and the gem was actually recovered by Funnick. Meanwhile, Navi, knowing that they have all the time in the world to push into the base, just gonna back off for now. Wait for the Haunt and the Hand of God to come back online. Wait for Sec to get full HP as well as full mana. And then they'll go back in to finish off the game. As Dendy's gonna build his way towards the Hex. Meanwhile, the side of EG do have any items. They have a Shadow Blade up on Nature's Prophet, and that is pretty much the only significant item. As the Song of Siren initiation will be used once again. Will they be able to get off a successful gank? They will be able to drop the Stag Storm out to Denny, but it does not tick in instantly, and Denny was actually able to blink on out of there. Really, really unfortunate for EG. I'm sure they weren't expecting that. Spectre is able to kill off 6-2, but Darkseid is able to kill off the Naga Siren. Glimpse will send the puck right back, but still, that won't be enough. The Ice Blast is actually going to land, going to do a significant chunk of damage. Simply won't be enough damage on the side of EG to chase on way, and this will be in the middle barracks as Denny going to chase down Beaters. Beaters will be able to survive just by the skin of his teeth, as Denny might be in a bit of trouble. Fear's going to come in with the Chilling Touch Vendetta, as he took 294 damage, but Denny should be able to escape just fine.
Dire's middle barracks
And Navi
has
playing the
fallen.
first set of barracks in the game, and I mean, that's just really unfortunate for EG. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know Song. I guess Denny just spam clicked the blink as fast as he possibly could, because that was almost perfect chaining by EG. They got the Song, and then they dropped the Stag Storm, and then they released the Song, and theoretically the Stag Storm should tick in immediately, but I guess blink it ticks in a bit more quickly. I don't know.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, countered is the claim. As Jo just gonna get absolutely slaughtered. Pongum, very, very articulate speak coming from Vitas. You know, articulate speak isn't even proper grammar, so very articulate speak is also coming in from
Dire's
B-Ball.
top barracks has fallen.
I'm just kidding. Obviously, that was a mistype. But Navi gonna clean up the second set of barracks, and I think EG knows that they are done in this game. Denny gonna blink in, trying to isolate Beaters once again, as Beaters gonna end up falling. Stag Storm will be dropped once again. Fear gonna get killed off once again. Funnick gonna not kill off Bambo.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
And EG just stalling for a bit. Probably discussing, alright, what do we do in the next game, since I imagine the next game is gonna start very, very soon after this game ends. But yeah, Navi just taking this game in commanding fashion, just got to a huge lead and never really looked back. The Vacuum, the Venomous Scale, all gonna be dropped. The Song of Siren, ultimate Buzzkill. Buzz Killington gonna be en route. Demon doesn't have the Ice Blast, so he can get the Shatter effect on. It's fun, gonna pop the mechanism. One of two mechanisms on the side of Navi is Chen with a Veil, something you don't see every day. Venomancer coming in with that level 16 alternate. We'll be able to kill off Beaters, I think, with that Poison Sting debuff. Yes, Demon is actually gonna die. And Jao's got to be careful as well. No, he should be able to regen up enough HP.
Dire's middle tower is under
You know, I'm
attack.
still surprised EG are still in this game. I would have thought they would have given up by now. As Bambo not even able to kill off Puppy. As Bambo will be driven back. Fear is going to be more than happy to snatch a kill, however. As he's looking to kill off Dendy as well. Sonic is going to come in. Dendy could potentially be in a bit of trouble. He got his mana burned despite his best efforts to dodge it. But bring around those, he says Dendy, as Peters just simply cannot catch up to this elusive Fairy Dragon. And Funnick, the Hand of God, will be dropped. Jail gonna get killed off. Seems like Puck is gonna blink away to safety, and Naga Siren will be the next one to fall. GG's finally called by Jail. But yeah, I mean, that game, it just was never good for EG. They lost every single lane. And when you lose every single lane to a Spectre, you're not gonna have a fun game. Especially when you don't have much mid-game DPS to get right back into the game. So, good play by Navi. I think it's both outpicked and outplayed. But this game will go towards the game 3, so hopefully you enjoy this match, as this game is ending very, very rapidly. I've got to imagine top 4 Dota. Top 4 DreamHack, top 4 TI falls. Oh my god. So that's why Evo's name was top 8 Dota, because they got top 8 DreamHack.
Is under attack.
You know, just ring around the Rosie. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that game. Thanks for watching as usual. And we'll be seeing you all next time for Game 3. Peace out.